and I am nothing, absolutely nothing, without my fans. Swear to God, I hope you guys love this album.
Yo, what is up guys, Throwaway back here again with another video. So Lil Wayne dropped the Carter 5 and I'm here to talk about if it was a disappointment or not. So I've been listening to Lil Wayne for a while now. I've been listening to Lil Wayne all the way back since the Carter 3, and Lil Wayne was on a crazy run at this time. It seems like he couldn't be stopped. He was dropping mixtape after mixtape, album after album, and they were all doing really well. If you're going to compare him to anyone, I think you're going to have to compare him to the person that actually learned a lot from him, and actually his protege, Drake. Drake is someone who is on a run right now, similar to what Lil Wayne was on back only a few years ago. But back to the Carter. The Carter was a really good series of rap albums that came out. A lot of people really didn't like the Carter 4. A lot of people consider Carter 2 to be the best. In my personal opinion, the Carter 3 is probably my personal favorite, as it's one of the first ones that really got me into Lil Wayne's music. I'm not the biggest fan of the Carter 4, but I thought it was all right. It has some good songs on there like Mega Man and Blunt Blowin', so it's actually not too bad. So the Carter 5 has been delayed multiple times, mostly due to a lot of things involving Lil Wayne's label, who has stolen millions and millions of dollars from him thanks to Birdman, the CEO of Cash Money, Young Money.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
So unfortunately, we have been on wait to get the Carter 5 because Lil Wayne did not want to drop the album because he didn't think he was going to get fair compensation for it, because his label still owes him millions and millions of dollars. Meanwhile, Birdman was saying, hey, I don't really want you to drop this as well, and it just led to years and years of hype. But we finally got the Lil Wayne album that we've all been waiting for. So is it trash? So the Carter 5 was definitely one of my most hyped album releases of the past few years now. I honestly didn't think it was going to get released, but when it finally came, I was expecting to be disappointed. I was expected to be disappointed for multiple reasons. The main reason being that after so long, a lot of it would either sound dated or it would just be so overhyped to the point where it just could not possibly live up to expectations. If you look at the Carter series, it's such a good series that with that and the buildup of the hype of not being able to release the album, there was just so much hype behind it that it would be hard to live up to. And I'm happy to say that I believe it actually did. So the album runs for about an hour and a half, and I think this is where the real problem with the album lies. The fact that it's maybe a little bit too long. There are of course a few filler songs in here, and not every song is amazing, and I didn't expect that realistically from the album. I wanted the album to be very good, but I didn't expect it to be perfect front to back. And there are a few problems here and there with some songs that probably could have been cut off to make the runtime just a little bit shorter. Personally, if he was going to go for this long album approach, possibly to do better in sales numbers, but I don't think Wayne really needs to do that. The dude's pretty much a living legend. But if he were to do this and he were to make a lot of songs on this album, I would have liked it to have like an A disc and probably like a B disc. That way you get it so you have a lot of the old songs that were maybe meant to be on the original Carter 5, and then you have a lot of the newer songs that were added on later. Because if you don't know about this album has been waiting for so long. It's been tweaked, it's been changed so many times from what the original Carter 5 was. It would have been interesting to see some of the older stuff and the newer stuff maybe separated a bit, because as it is now on the album, they're pretty much just all put together. Some people have guessed when some verses were recorded based on how Wayne sounds and how based on some of the features sound, but realistically we will never know for sure. Speaking of features on this album, some of the ones that really stuck out to me were the Kendrick verse. I thought it was a very good song, him going back and forth with Wayne. I thought that was really awesome. The Travis Scott feature as well was really well done and one of my favorites on the album. And if we're going to really be talking about features, we need to talk about that X feature on the first song of the album. Bro, it was crazy to see like a post-death X verse on Carter 5. Like, I don't know if it was meant for this album, but it's just cool to see X really go down on just a historic album in hip-hop. It's cool to see X be on that, and it's just crazy to think that X is gone, but it's awesome to really just see him on this album. Personally though, I think Wayne is one of the greatest rappers alive, if not the greatest rapper alive. While he's not bar for bar the best and he doesn't have the best storytelling, maybe he has done a lot for this culture. He's put on people like Drake and Nicki Minaj, who are two of the biggest artists in hip-hop right now. He's inspired so many of these artists that we see today, whether it be the Face face tats, whether it be saying they're going to be a rock star, and just a lot of the things Wayne has done. A lot of these little rappers, even the name little this, little that, a lot of it really just comes from Wayne. While he didn't start the whole little thing, he definitely is one of the people who popularized it so much. Overall, I don't think this album is a masterpiece by any means. I don't think it's like one of the best albums of all time, but I think it delivered on what it meant to be. It's a good Lil Wayne album, and I feel like in 2018 that's a big thing to say, because for so long so many people were trying to say Lil Wayne is washed up or Lil Wayne is done, and it's unfortunate to see, because I think his run could have gone a lot longer if not for Birdman and the label issues. If it wasn't for all of those things, Lil Wayne could have continued his dominance at least a few more years, because as we see on the Carter 5, Lil Wayne can still put out very good songs, and he can even put out a few hits. So it's unfortunate to see all this stuff happen with the label, but like I said, I don't think the album is a masterpiece, but I definitely think it's a very solid project from Wayne. And if you're like me and you kept your expectations at a pretty high level, nothing like out of this world, like you didn't expect this album to save the world or anything, I think you will probably be pretty satisfied with this. It's a pretty good Wayne album, and it's really interesting to see a lot of the older songs mixed with the newer songs and just seeing how it really just goes all together. But with all that said, I'm just very happy the Carter 5 finally came out. It seemed like this album was never going to come out, whether it be through label issues or just being scrapped and put together again. Honestly, it was ridiculous how long this album take. Like, really, dude, Birdman is honestly out here scamming a lot of these artists and ruining a lot of these people's careers. It's honestly crazy, but I'm happy to see Lil Wayne finally off his label situation, finally able to put out this album that we've all been waiting for. But have you listened to the Carter 5? Let me know what you think of it down in the comments down below. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you dislike this video for some odd reason, be sure to hit the dislike button. And if you're new, how about you subscribe? But yeah, guys, this has been Jacob Throwaway, and as always, peace out.
Bitch, don't send no DMs. I said when I count checks, bitch, don't send me no